Well, they need to do something here. Kick off at the beginning of the second half. It's Madagascar 0, Ghana 1. Thomas Partey then is the man who's got the feel-good factor coming back to Ghana, who missed out on qualifying for the African Cup of Nations that will be here in Morocco later in the year. But where they would really like to be is in North and Central America for the World Cup next year. And an early shock straight on from distance that goes wide. Well, Kudos looking a little bit disappointed there. That was ambitious, though, to be fair. One of the few players that didn't either score or set up a goal against Chad last Friday. And Madagascar giving the ball away again. From distance again, over the top from Jordan Ayew this time. And, well, that wasn't any better than the last shot. Jordan Ayew, though, in terrific form of late. Scored from the penalty spot against Chad that made it 3-0 in the first half, before his side went on and scored 2 more goals in the second. He also scored in the 4-3 win, a real ding-dong battle against Central African Republic as well, the game before that. And he was the man who also scored the winner in the 94th minute away in Mali back in June last year. That one coming after their only defeat in the competition so far away in Comoros. It's been helter-skelter in this group. Comoros have led the group, Ghana have led the group. Madagascar, even after they won their match day 4 game, were top for a brief period. Black Stars continuing to win back possession. Back inside, there by the right back. Very successful 4-3-3 system that was deployed by Otto Addo in the game against Chad, with Inaki Williams, Antoine Semenyo and Jordan Ayew leading the attack. Inaki Williams on the bench today. Man who plays his club football for Athletic Bilbao in the Spanish Liga. Madagascar with their first try to get forward. Warren Caddy on the ball. Revolution sprinted out wide. Well, they're trying to get the throw-in out of that, and they are going to get it. John Baggio runs straight into a Ghanaian defender, but picked up by Couturier. Couturier again, and he's going to try from distance this time. I think it was supposed to be a shot, but it wasn't exactly the cleanest contact by the midfielder, and it wound up nearly being a really good cross.
Okay, continue, Every action talk.
Fair amount of consternation going on the bench here for Ghana, I think. It's offside. Took about 5 goals for Jordan Ayew. It's one behind Mohamed Salah coming into this game, the Egyptian. They play tomorrow in their group. Looking for Jordan Ayew on the edge of the area. And we're thinking about another shot from distance. Kudos lays it out wide. It's a decent ball into the middle, but it's well dealt with by the Madagascan defence. Comes over onto this far side where it's picked up by John Baggio. Ghana again, though, making the challenges in midfield, stifling the Madagascan attack. Gideon Mensah. Well, Ghana's mediocre attack was largely to blame for their failure in Africa Cup of Nations qualifying, but the change of coach seems to have shown them the way to goal once again. And you can see the fluidity in their attack in this game. Kingsley Schlein is going to take this, the man who plays in Turkey with Samsun Spor. In the end, though, it's going to go all the way back to the goalkeeper. Five minutes into the second half, still 1-0 to Ghana. And not really an awful lot of difference in terms of play from the first half coming into the second. Good tackle in midfield though. Couturier once again making himself a nuisance along with Loïc Lepoussin, man who plays for Saint-Trudense in Belgium in the Jupiler League, who are into the relegation playoffs there. So things not going too well for Lepoussin's club side. That's overhit, he'll go behind for a goal kick. Madagascar actually behind as well against the Central African Republic before coming through to win that one. Went behind to a 9th minute goal by Hugo Gambo, which was only 2 minutes before they went behind in this game as well. So if you take that as a portent, then perhaps there's a way back. Having said that, though, they had gone in front with 2 goals from Ray and Ravalosan by half-time last Wednesday, so they have not looked like doing that here tonight. Ayew goes around Couturier this time, feeds it into Partey. Kudos, still going. In the end, good persistence, ball comes in from Gideon Mensah. Ayew's going to, no, he's going to have another go from outside the area. It's deflected this time and goes behind for a corner. Well, Madagascar, even though they weren't the home side in their last game, Central African Republic were, the game still took place here in Morocco. So they've been able to just stay for the intervening 5 days. Jordan Ayew with the corner kick. Good one! And it's a second goal. 8 minutes into the second half and Ghana double their lead. Set piece undoing Madagascar again. Well, out of the blocks fast. Thomas Partey with his second goal of the game. And there's a handful of Ghana fans inside this otherwise empty stadium to cheer. It's a brilliant ball in and a really good rise into the air by the Arsenal man. And Ghana lead by 2-0 in this top of the table clash against the team from the middle of the Indian Ocean. And Corentin Martin's second game in charge is not going according to plan. Well, it's the 6th goal that Ghana has scored from a header in their qualifying campaign, but 2 of those have come in this game alone. And for Jordan Ayew, it might not be a goal that he scored himself, but it is an assist. And it's the first goal that Jordan Ayew has actually created after all the ones that he scored. 10 minutes into the second half, and Madagascar have a rather large hill to climb now as they trail by 2-0. Things stay the way they are, they will drop 5 points behind the group leaders. It's another set piece, not to worry them. In it comes Ayew again, it bounces all the way across. Finally out by Akampandi. Madagascar need a reaction, but Warren Caddy, surrounded by Ghanaian defenders, ends up losing possession again. "13 goals now under Otto Addo since he returned as Ghana coach in 3.5 games in charge once more. Lapusa for Madagascar. They still don't really look like they have an idea of how to break down this Ghanaian midfield, yet alone defence. It's not the best tackle by Partey, coming through the back of John Baggio. One thing's for sure, Madagascar now need to score the next goal, and they need to do it relatively soon if they are to change the momentum of this game. Schindler, no way through there. So back it goes to Jiku. Semenyo. Back to the former Strasbourg centre-back. Now in his 2nd season in Turkey. Down to walking pace in the middle. Jordan Ayew, though, tries to inject a little bit of pace. Lovely ball through. And the 3rd goal. Well, smash and grab. And it's Kudus to Kudus, who scores the 3rd goal and surely makes the 3-point save. Well, they've taken this game apart inside the first 12 minutes of the second half. And Madagascar didn't get the next goal, which they surely needed. Good strength shown by the captain, Jordan Ayew, in the middle. And then a little ball through, Kudos shaking off his marker. And scoring his 1st goal of this World Cup qualifying campaign. And the man whose club, West Ham United, are rather suffering in the English Premier League, is certainly enjoying life with the Black Stars. Madagascar 0, Ghana 3. Well, I would imagine that Otto Addo will carve a more relaxed figure now inside his technical area. with his side very much in control. Corentin Martins, who only took charge on the 30th of January at Madagascar. That route towards a maiden World Cup finals now looking just a little further off. As we hit the hour mark, Madagascar 3 goals down to Ghana, who are very much on top in this top of the table clash in Group I. Oof, nearly got in again there. Well, starting to lose confidence for Madagascar now, and a throw-in conceded rather easily that Schindler will take. Fontaine feeds it out wide. Into Akampandi. Ayew, surrounded by red shirts. A little bit of keep ball now being played by the Black Stars. Gideon Mensah shows you now they feel like they've won the game. Back to the goalkeeper. That didn't work out though. And all of a sudden, Lapusa can bring this forward down the left-hand side. Good tackle though. Brings his run to an end. Kudus. Well intercepted by Lapusa, trying to get away from Schindler. Schindler, though, has won the ball back again, and now that will be a free kick to Ghana. Well, the game between these two sides on the open day qualifying was a tight affair that ended 1-0 to Ghana. This has been much more of a demonstration, as Corentin Martins, not surprisingly, now wants to make a few changes. Ilema Reita is one of those who's going to come on. Eva is also looking like he's going to come into the fray as well. Oof. That was as tight as it gets when it comes to offside, and of course with no VAR, then the linesman's view is law. That one was a bit of a panic kick forward by Madagascar, straight into the arms of Asade. Hasn't had too much to do tonight. The Ghanaian goalkeeper, in only his second appearance for Ghana at the age of 32. His debut coming last week. Man who is having his best season for his club, Hearts of Oak, and has yet to concede a goal as an international keeper. Followed by Francis, tackled by Couturier, Lapoussin, John Baggio, nice play, Raveloson. Well, it's a nice move so far, but we've seen this before. What they need is a bit more like that at the sharp end of the pitch. John Baggio brings it down beautifully and delivers a decent ball into the box. Again, though, it's dealt with. Raveloson. Plenty of yellow shirts between him and the goal, though. Out wide there by Marcelin. In it comes from Jean-Pierre and safely into the arms of Asare. Asare picked up back-to-back clean sheets for Hearts of Oak against Heart of Lion and Holy Stars in the Ghana Premier League. Here's Semenyo. Has the ball ripped away from him, though. By Barajo, who didn't play a part in the game against Central African Republic. Raveloson. Good breaking up a play in the midfield, though, by Ghana. However, the ball makes its way in. Gideon Mensah gets there first. Finds his captain, Ayew. Kudus gets away from Couturier's robust challenge. And a nice ball down the line, and the veteran Jordan Ayew doesn't quite have the speed he used to have, and it goes out for a goal kick. So then Lapoussin is coming off and will be replaced by Marco Ilaimanatria. Plays for Kortrijk. Former France under-20 international before taking on Madagascar nationality to play international football. Kortrijk, also like Lapoussin's Saint-Trudense, are in the relegation playoffs in the Belgian Jupiler League. Ilaimanatria gets his first touch since coming on. Fontaine. Everybody backing off him. Delivers a long ball forward, but too many players in yellow to back up to stop that. However, this is better. Raharaninya back inside, looking for the return ball, the substitute, but there's a little bit too much on that, and it'll be a goal kick. El Hadri Raharaninya plays for Paris FC's under-19 team. He's only 18 years old himself, the attacking midfielder. Paris FC the senior team trying to get up into Liga for the first time in a while. Semenyo is going to come off then for Ghana and will be replaced by Iñaki Williams, the Athletic Bilbao man. 30-year-old right winger, ex-Spain international. He represented Spain once back in 2016 after having represented the under-21s for quite a long time actually. Comes on for his 19th appearance for Ghana with 20 minutes to go, and Ghana sporting a very healthy 3-0 lead. That's good play. That's the kind of bite that we haven't seen too much from Madagascar in midfield, and now they're breaking forward, and here comes Caddy. It was a good attempt at goal. He's claiming that there was a touch that took it behind. Nobody else, though, is agreeing with him, and it will be a goal kick. But the sharpest piece of attacking by Madagascar in the game is not rewarded. Warren Caddy. It's only his 8th appearance for Madagascar as he looks for his first goal for them. Couturier gets the head of Jordan Ayew. Forward by Salisu. The captain can't get it. Caddy brings it down off his shoulder, and Ayew manages to somehow retrieve the ball again before Couturier goes through and steals it back once more. Couturier has been by far the best player on the Madagascar side in this game. A man who has played in France for the likes of Chambly and Les Herbiers, which some of you might have heard of because of their Coupe de France exploits over the years. Went to Hesperanga in Luxembourg before moving this season to Villefranche. Ball across, all the way across, and out for a throw-in. Raveloson in midfield. There's space out onto the right-hand side. He's slightly underhit that, but it does reach his target. 3 men in the middle. Not exactly charging forward. And all of a sudden, the Black Stars defenders all back in place, and Gideon Mensah makes the challenge. However, the ball given away straight away by Jordan Ayew. Fontaine through to Couturier. John Baggio. Back inside. First proper shot. Follow up. Starting to find their way towards goal. El Hadri Raha getting through on goal and getting the shot away. The 18-year-old there almost coming up with his first international goal for Madagascar. It's Iñaki Williams being told to behave. The Ghana substitute as we wait for this set piece. It's taken short. Couturier. Nice turn. Gets the shot in as well. Or gets the cross in at least. But Ghana have done well, and now they're pushing out. All the way back to Dupia. Well, the changes for Madagascar have made something of a difference. However, have they left it too late because they're 3-0 down? We're heading towards the 75-minute mark. Ghana still very much in control. Akampandi. That's a better ball into the box. Well, I think there's a few Madagascars screaming for a penalty there, but I didn't see a handball. Nice ball out wide. Into the path of Raha Renreinya again. He's going to drop the ball to the back post, and it's picked up by Asare. Well, quite clearly did not hit the arms of Francis Abo. Squarely in the chest. Only Comoros and Chad still to play in this group, so it means that with either of those teams in the top two, in fact Comoros down in 4th place at the moment on 9 points. Ghana will extend their lead to 5 points over Madagascar. Comoros, if they beat Chad, can reduce that back down to 3, and more importantly, put themselves back into the top two. Yellow card for Thomas Fontaine, the Madagascar centre-back. Madagascar also making a change as well. Off comes Caddy. And on comes Hakim Abdallah, 27-year-old Dinamo Bucharest forward, who's not been exactly in scoring form of late, but nevertheless has come on and will be looking for his first goal in this World Cup qualifying campaign in only his 2nd appearance in it. Ball away to the far-hand side. Scrambled away by Madagascar. Jordan Ayew, bizarrely, is almost the last man back, the centre forward. He'll pick it up again. It's a good tackle in the middle of the park, though, by Andrian Narayanara. That's the state of play at the moment. And Ghana don't look like they're going to release their strong hold on this game. Thade just about manages to get the ball away under pressure. Salisu somehow squeezes it through to Ayew, who is immediately tackled and challenged there by Fontaine, and it will be a throw-in to the away side. Well, next up for Ghana after this will be the return match against Chad in September, as we head into the last few games of World Cup qualifying. Ghana will finish off Chad away, Mali at home, then they go to Central African Republic and finish against Comoros. That could be a big game, actually, against a side that is also chasing for that single qualifying place and were indeed top after 4 games. It's going to be too far for Kudos to catch up with. As for Madagascar, well, they will lose ground here, so suddenly the margin for error will be vastly reduced for them. African Nations Championship qualifying coming up next for them, before they come back to World Cup qualifying in September with a home game, which will probably be outside of the big island in the Indian Ocean against Central African Republic. They then also host Chad before finishing with 2 away games, which is going to be a tricky. Comoros and then Mali. A couple more substitutions coming up then. On comes Ebenezer Annan, the 22-year-old Red Star Bell grade player. Off comes Gideon Mensah, Kudus. And I think Razak Simpson has come on as well. Man who plays in Ghana for Nations FC. Midfielder who has had some reasonable scoring form for his club in recent games. Here's Ayew going over for the corner kick. 10 minutes to go. Madagascar 0, Ghana 3. Ayew's going to leave this time. In comes the corner kick near post. Not the best delivery. And Madagascar make an easy escape. Decent ball forward. Abdullah, first touch as he came on as a substitute, gets the ball across, but far too close to the goalkeeper. Benjamin Asare, who makes an easy smother. Just haven't really had the quality today. We've been talking in the match about how they have improved their attack in this World Cup qualifying campaign, but it's been strangely absent against Ghana today. Now, what's going on here? There's a Ghana player down just out inside the box. So the referee has halted play and called on the physios. One of whom looks like it's quite a run for him to get that far across the pitch. Well, it looks like it's just cramp. I think the Semenyo who's gone down, a rather glum-looking bench for Madagascar now. The points have somewhat escaped them. They look in no fit state to be able to come back and retrieve anything from this game. Took a few locals in to enjoy this football and enjoy their neutrality. So off goes Jerome Apoku, one of the changes from the starting lineup against Chad last Friday. He gets replaced by Jonas Adjeti. '21-year-old defender who plays in Switzerland for Basel. Schindler will take the latest throw-in with just under 7 minutes to go of normal time. Madagascar wanting to get on with it, but the trouble is that even when they have got on with it, they haven't really threatened that much. Another good tackle, but it's a third throw-in for Ghana as they advance down the pitch by increment. Schindler again, it's going to look a little longer this time. And again, it's a throw-in. Well, at this rate, he's going to be able to throw a throw-in into the penalty area if he keeps going like this. Again, looks forward. This time finds a teammate. A little bit of showboating from Semenya. Out wide by Marcelan. Given away, though, again. Change of personnel, though, out on that left-hand side now with Gideon Mensah having come off. 3 men in the middle. Cut out, though, by Marcelan once more. And again, gives away possession really easily. It's been an odd performance from Madagascar this evening. Partey, whose goal got them underway in the first half. Ghana, that is. It's all been really comfortable for the Ghanaian defenders in this game. comes there to Ilan Maharitra. Couturier. Ball goes behind the midfielder though. Ghana able to attack once more, but good tackle in midfield. Stops that being what was going to be a very dangerous counter. Ilan Maharitra spreads it out wide once more. Midfielder gets it back again, looks up, but there's nobody moving ahead of him, so the ball goes square. In by Couturier. Again, the Ghanaian challenges come in and smother any shots that were being to be attempted. Picked up by Fontaine. It's nicely cushioned there by Raharinenia. Couturier met by a Ghanaian tackle, and it will be a throw-in. We're inside the last 4 minutes. Couturier can hear Otto Addo. Every time that Ghana make a challenge, he's congratulating them as if it's still 0-0. Wants their intensity to remain high for the entirety of the game, even though the game is already won. Ghana on their way to a 4th straight World Cup victory. Their campaign well and truly back on track as they edge slowly but surely towards Group I's automatic qualifying place. Schindler. That's clever play by the right back, drawing the free kick from Raharinenia. Jordan Ayew inevitably comes across to pull rank there on Ernst Numa, man who plays for Olympique Lyonnais in Ligue 1, although he's leaving it for his captain to take. In it comes, dangerous ball again, but this time Madagascar deal with it slightly better. Raharinenia turns well. It's a good ball forward as well. Oh, it's well kept in, is it? Well, it looked like that ball had stayed in. But Njiva looked like he'd given up on it. It's a good ball inside the box, but it comes straight back out again. Ilan Maharitra once more. Fontaine. It's a little bit short. Ghana intercepts, and they have a chance now to come forward, but Couturier tracks back and makes another vital challenge in midfield. Holding midfielder has had a good game, but it's not really been backed up by his teammates. We're heading into the last minute of the game. Ghana cruising towards 3 points. Final minute, ticking down. Ghana's players obviously conscious of that, all the way back to the goalkeeper who looks long, back by Fontaine. Ayew, lovely little drop of the shoulder, moves him into the Madagascar half. Partey, out wide, there's a number of Ghana players forward here, looking for Ayew, it went just behind the skipper. And they unable to continue his rich vein of scoring form. Man who has scored in the last 3 World Cup qualifiers. Finally has that little mini run ended here. However, 4.5 minutes to go. We are into the first minute of those 5 added on at the end of the game. And unless the Madagascar can come up with something truly miraculous, then they are on their way to being beaten by Ghana, both home and away, in this World Cup qualifying campaign. Couturier to Fontaine. They would love to get 1 goal, but Benjamin Asare would very much like to have a second clean sheet at the beginning of his international career. Ravalosan out wide. It's a free kick has gone the other way though to Ghana. Philippe Couturier, the man to have made the foul. There it is, knee on knee. One could argue though that happened because he was fouled himself. Well, when it's not your night, it's not your night. He'll feel a fair amount of injustice in that decision, I think. Not that really it's going to make too much difference to where the 3 points are going at the end of this. Ghana obviously will take every bit of time they can to take this free kick that is driven forward by their goalkeeper Asare. Back by Fontaine. Brought down by Jordan Ayew. It's a nice little ball out square. Picked up by Francis. This time it's a free kick the other way. Well, Ghana won't be too unhappy with this. Stop and start play. Madagascar unable to get any kind of rhythm up. Halfway through the 5 minutes added on. Madagascar don't look any nearer to scoring than they have for pretty much the entire game. Well, you can hear, that's that 5 Ghana supporters who are leading, well, they are the entirety of the celebration for Ghana tonight. One more chance perhaps for Madagascar, but it still can't find a man in the middle. Couturier, tireless running, goes on the overlap, tries to get there before it goes out and gets there, but can't find a Madagascar teammate. Ghana defending until the end. And it'll be a throw-in. Big step forward this in the hunt for World Cup qualification for a Ghana side who went to the last finals in Qatar but underperformed. Looking slightly out of breath now is Alexander Jiku. As the referee, no, it's not the final whistle. It will be soon, though, in the next 15 seconds or so. Meanwhile, Thomas Fontaine looking long with the throw-in. Centre-back gets it back once more and is met. 5 final whistle goes. A big statement win tonight by Ghana in Group I. 2 goals from Thomas Partey in his 51st appearance for Ghana. 1 goal for Mohamed Kudus. Madagascar never really threatened. So a second clean sheet for Benjamin Asare in his second international appearance. A 4 straight win in their qualifying campaign and a 5th in their 6 matches. A 5-point lead over Madagascar as it finishes here. Madagascar 0, Ghana 3. Well, played in the eerie atmosphere here in Morocco because Madagascar are not allowed to play their home games in Madagascar. It rather evened out the home advantage that they should really have felt. Ghana never really threatened. They win the double header, 1-0 in the first game between these two sides, and an even more emphatic 3-0 win in the second. They are 5 points now clear of Madagascar in the Group I standings. Comoros play tomorrow, who, if they beat Chad, will move to 3 points of the leaders. But nevertheless, Ghana, the Black Stars, shining brightly tonight in Morocco.